Yeah.
And welcome in to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Another fantastic show in store for you here today, and we want to say thank you to the OG presenting sponsor, the one that got the whole shebang started. Thank you to Jerry Potter and everyone here at Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC and everything they do for around the community. If you're looking for great deals on great cars and trucks, I recommend nowhere else than Glynn Smith. When I'm at a baseball game or I'm at a basketball game, whatever it may be, people ask me all the time, what's the place I recommend? And I look at them with a funny face. Like, are you kidding? You know what I'm about to say. But I think they just like hearing Smith takes care of you. They got a good family atmosphere. And there's a reason why they say, get ready to smile. All right. Ton of stuff that we're getting into today. And we got a jam-packed show. And so special guest Colin Scroggins will be on. We'll talk about what's happening around the wonderful water of the Chattahoochee Valley from CNAW. We'll also talk with Mike Frost for the baseball power rankings. Looking forward to talking with Mike about that. And guess what? Regular season ends for GIAA. Playoffs are already underway for those Georgia schools. We'll break down all the action with him. Richard Holdridge and Tyler Dykes do our soccer coverage. And then me and Big Rich will wrap up the show with everything else that's happening around the area. From the River Dragons season ending, Clingstone's getting underway. They're actually playing right now from Synovus Park for Education Day. And you can hear that on Sports Vision 92.1 FM. And also the Columbus Lions, week 2 in this league play. Third game of the season, though. They take on Mississippi. That should be a lot of fun this weekend. A.J. Robinson, a phenom country music singer, up and coming, will be there to perform at halftime. And we told you each and every week something better and better happens. Cupid shut the city down last week and the community down. Week before that was Sonia Armani. Now we got A.J. Robinson, Corey Black, and Roger Beck doing huge things. Thank you to Glynn Smith. Thank you to Coca-Cola. Thank you to Houston Clinic. And we have almost, and we're not ready to officially announce it. I'm going to probably save that for towards the end of the show, but we have a new sponsor hopping on board here. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Excited about that and making that announcement as well. All right, enough for me. You heard the intro. We'll take a break. When we come back from break, Colin Scroggins will join me. We'll see what's happening around the wonderful world. And by the way, the guy that's used to interviewing people, Colin, got interviewed himself. We'll talk about how that went and more here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Richard got me slowly closer to Colin. I do love you, Colin, but I was literally scooting over as we came back. It is the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show here from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC, and I am with the man himself, Colin Scroggins. Colin, thank you so much for joining us, man. Have you been here the last time since we talked to you? It was about a month ago. We had Mandy here.
Yeah.
Talked about that partnership, but how's the last month been for you, man?
It's been fun. It's been exciting. We've had a little bit busier time. We've been having multi-scene days going on. So I know Monday we had about 3 scenes back to back. Friday we had multiple scenes back to back. So it's been an interesting couple of days, that's for sure. And it's been an interesting couple of months. We've had an ATF in town doing investigations at Hallman Smith Station. We've had multiple brush fires again. People don't understand to not burn, even though we've said it over and over again. I feel like we're a repeating cycle of just do not burn, but again, do not burn, because
it's the worst time to do it. And it's like people don't want to listen in that regard.
But we've had rain, so that's a plus. But it's not enough to kill the drought that we're in. We had, I think, about 1 inch that fell within the past 24, 48 hours. So it's sort of the good news on this a little bit, but we're still having those brush fires. I know we had one Friday on Highway 80 that was pretty brutal. That our amazing volunteer fire departments with Uchi, Smith Station, Ladonia, Crawford, all came in together and prevented it from spreading in the structure. So
Awesome.
our volunteer firefighters put in the work, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I love recognizing and especially volunteers. Like they're giving their livelihood for nothing. They're literally just because they care about the community. So I'm all about their support. Let's do this. Let's take a actually no. Okay. I just want to make sure we're not messed up or anything. I guess it's just my phone. There's no one saying anything else. Want to make sure we're not glitching. Everybody can hear this interview really good. So I'm gonna assume it's on my end. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, Colin. We'll come back here live from Glynn Chevrolet GMC, Georgia, Alabama.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Denied, and I promised you that we were going to get this up and running. Had a few technical difficulties. We got a jam-packed show, and we're here now with Colin Scroggins. Colin, let's redo everything we just did, and let's do that whole segment over again. First things first, how have you been the last month? What's going on around the city, and kind of update us on everything.
Everything's been going pretty okay. It's been kind of busy, kind of crazy, but I this is not the first time I caused technical difficulty issues. You can blame it on me. I don't know. See,
look,
it's been a day, but it's been going good. We've had a month of fire, shootings, crashes, the typical stuff that we see happening across our area. But a huge situation that involves the fires that we're seeing, the brush fires, people not listening to us and just burn or throw out cigarettes or drag chains down Highway 80 and start fires for whatever reason.
Right.
Probably
not the best idea, Colin.
But I will say we are truly thankful to have the great volunteer fire departments in our area and great career fire departments around our area. We've had multiple scenes lately, like I mentioned, that brush fire. Our volunteer fire crews with Creek, Crawford, Ladonia, and Smith Station, putting in the work, extinguishing that brush fire before it could spread. And our career firefighters with Columbus Fire Team, they were actually, I think, Columbus Police investigating missing person, and they had to use a team to go into the river, search for this person. So seeing their dive team go to work and try and locate this missing person who is still missing was pretty interesting to see how kind of everything goes in together to solve these crimes.
Yeah, no doubt. And
solve these cases.
We always need information. So make sure to message Colin Scroggins, CNAW, on Facebook. Doesn't mean he's always going to get to it, or he's going to do his best to find out if that is the truth. Yeah. Because again, people can just put in random stuff, Colin, all the time. But
I mean, we get reports about UFOs all the time.
Yeah, trust me on that. I know they're out there. They're flying saucers somewhere. Someone's going to see something, Colin.
Yep.
I'm surprised that has not found your page yet. But now let's talk about what has been up with you, man. How about this? Matthew Sanchez did a great job with you. You sat down, did an interview with him. We got to know personal Colin. We got to know the back history of Colin. Everybody knows about CNAW and what you've done out in the community and covering things, but they didn't get to know the real Colin until that interview. So how was that interview process? And talk about where they can go and find it.
So, I actually was watching his interviews that he had done with past people he interviewed on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And I had sort of saw his interviews, and he had reached out to me and asked if I could be on his interview podcast. And I said, absolutely. He asked great questions. And, I'm not used to being asked the personal questions. Usually I'm the one doing all the investigating and interviewing and all the questionnaires. But he really took a deep dive into my personal life and my history and what I've done with CNAW since I was a little kid. And I really do appreciate all that he did for me. I mean, we sat down for about an hour talking about just a different number of things, my most tragic stories, what goes into who's calling behind the camera. And I never really thought about it until that interview. So I really appreciate him sitting me down, and we had a great time, and we talked a lot. And you can watch that interview on A Conversation with Matthew Sanchez podcast on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok and Facebook. So
it was excellent. I do recommend it. Matthew did a wonderful job, and I'm glad we got to know our hometown guy,
Absolutely.
our hometown community.
I still have
guy.
not had crystals yet, and everyone has been blowing up my phone about it. So.
Crystal? You've never had a crystal burger?
Never had a crystal burger.
Well, you're not missing out on much, man. That slimy burger. I know everyone has experienced a crystal burger, but
Jay, Daryl, Mom, everybody, they couldn't believe it. I've gotten numerous calls telling me I need to Uber it or Uber Eats and DoorDash, and I'm like, y'all,
unless you want to be blowing up the bathroom, you're not missing out on much. Like I said, Crystal, it's not like it's the greatest fast food restaurant, in my opinion. Colin, Home and Lifestyle now. Mandy, how's she doing? I saw they had the Trucktacular that just happened. It was really awesome. Talk about what's going on.
So she's been busy. We go to she started doing Rumble boxing over there, and after talking with the Rumble people over there and Mandy, and they persuaded me to join Rumble Boxing, so that was fun. And then she went to Trucktacular over the weekend while I was in Atlanta going. She actually got put in the bucket and got to see a high-rise, or not high-rise, but a sky view of the Chattahoochee Tri-City area. So it was pretty interesting.
Awesome.
But she took her kids, and they had a great time. And I did not get on the bucket truck. I'm good. I did the ladder truck with Fort Mitchell, and that was enough. And when we went up all the way 77 feet in the air, I said, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to do that again.
Colin, you smile a lot. You're a joy to be around. But what really brings happiness to your heart is your lovely sister. She's about to graduate.
Yeah.
Our lovely Hannah is a senior. Talk about how that's been. I know you, Mom, and her went to Bruno Mars concert.
Yeah.
Talk about how that was. And can you believe your sister's about to graduate Smith Station, man?
I cannot. And I as much as I love Smith Station, as much as I know she loves Smith Station, I'm ready for her to graduate. I'm ready for her to be done. There's a whole lot going on in that, but I'm so proud of who she is. She is going to go to Southern Union and do a Path to the Plains at Auburn University. So
Nice.
She's going to be taking some PR classes. That's what she's wanting to major in, is PR. So she'll be giving me the information wherever she's working. So it'll be pretty interesting. She's at a blast in the station. Actually, this week they're doing senior week, which basically they do different dress up days throughout the week. So this week or today was dress up as your younger self. She wore her little kindergarten shirt and all this stuff. But we went to Bruno Mars on Saturday, and we had a great time. Never saw Bruno Mars before in concert, so that was a blast. We went to Georgia Tech Stadium, and it was safe and it was fun. And it was about a 2-hour concert, and then it rained at the last part of the concert, and it wasn't even like a hard rain, but it did lightning a couple times, so people started getting scared. But I'm like, I paid my money. I'm going to see.
You're going to get the concert. Yeah, no
rain
doubt.
or shine. But it was fun. I had a blast.
Awesome. Well, we're proud of you, Hannah. Congratulations, and hope she does great things, and we know she will, man.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much. And
Absolutely.
finally, talk about why you love Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC and this partnership that we have with them, man.
They have been, I mentioned it on Matthew Sanchez's podcast as well, but they have truly believed in me from the very beginning. It has been, they've been with us for going on 4 to 5 years now. And it is just, I'm truly blessed every day to be partnered up with them, and blessed to be partnered up with y'all. We're going on over a year now, and we're going to continue posting the sports that y'all care about. That's what matters. I'll cover the crime, Manny will cover the good news, and you'll cover the sports, and all sponsored by Glynn Smith. So we appreciate it.
No doubt. Love Colin, love our partnership, love what we do at CNAW. We'll take a break. When we come back, Richard Holgers will be with Tyler Dykes. Nope, we won't have that. I'll be with Mike Frost coming up next here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Going on right now at Glynn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm from the county, ain't talking about jail. Money get counted, like I'm paying the bill. Straight out of Harris County. Ain't talking about Houston. I'm in Georgia with dogs and tigers. I'm from the county, ain't talking about jail. Money get counted, like I'm paying the bill. Straight out of Harris County. Ain't talking about Houston. I'm in Georgia with dogs and tigers.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Chevrolet GMC, and I am with the man himself, Mike Frost, our baseball contributor, big part of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Mike, all right, a lot that we got to get into here, man.
Yes, sir.
Baseball playoffs are underway. Columbus, Shaw move on. Harris County moves on. The GHSA. For Alabama, they have Glenwood was able to take care of business, sweep, and they're taking on Wicksburg. So all those teams have moved on. For Brookstone, Calvary, and Pacelli, their seasons still are to be figured out as regular season's about to end. Northside season ended last week as well. Mike, we'll get in the rankings here in just a moment, but playoff baseball is here with us, man.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it right now. You've got in about an hour and a half, you'll have first pitch between Kell and Harris County. Tomorrow we've got Columbus taking on Cook. You've also got, who else do we have? Shaw's going to be going up to take on Redan. Rockmart. Sorry, I got the wrong R. Yes. So it'll be a good one there to go up there, see what the Raiders can do on the road. And Glenwood going to be taking on Wicksburg. So we still got plenty of playoffs we talked about with the GIAA. Yeah. We'll find out how Brookstone, how Calvary, how Pacelli line up. Is right now, Calvary came in 7 this week, had a big victory. Pacelli at 13, trying to get a sweep against number 11 Strong Rock, trying to slide into the playoffs themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, 13 on the outside looking in. If they're able to take down number 9 Strong Rock, 2 out of 3, who knows what could happen. Let's talk about the rankings. Let's throw them up. Pacelli made mention they did lose to a really good Citizens Christian on Monday. They're actually 7-18. They got a doubleheader tonight one gamer tonight, doubleheader tomorrow, 3-game series against Strong Rock. Number 9 Jordan, their season ends 13-18. They make the playoffs this year. Again, for Coach David Lane. Number 8 Smith Station, 12-24. Their season's done. Got off to that good start in region play, and then obviously kind of faltered down the end. But Smith Station finishes at number 8, and then number 7 Shaw winning the first round. Great job by them. They'll be on the road this week. They did reach the 20-win plateau. Great job by Coach Dormady in that regard. 10 through 7. What do you think?
I believe it right there. It's pretty much in the order it should be right now. Jordan came out. They went to the playoffs for, I believe, the 3rd consecutive year in a row, maybe 4. So the good program being built out there by Coach Lane. Then you got some of the youngsters out there. One of the big contributors with Brody Catlin had a couple more hits, a couple of RBIs. I believe he knocked in the only 2 runs they had in the first game of the playoffs last week. And then you've got Jordan, Pacelli again, big week right now as they're taking on Strong Rock, trying to slide into the playoffs, improve on that record. Smith Station, we saw them play last week against Auburn, split a doubleheader at home. But Smith Station getting improved there. They're very young. Not a single senior started in the games against Auburn. So, I mean, they've got a program being built out there as well. And then Shaw, what can you say about what Coach Dormany's done out there, taking them to the playoffs, making it to the second round, taking on the defending state champs in Rockmart this week?
And they're going to be on the road. Is that correct?
Yes.
At
Yes.
Rockmart.
Yes.
Rockmart 16-13. I know they got more wins, but Rockmart maybe, according to their rankings, played a little bit tougher schedule. Would not be surprised if the Long Twins got off to a great start and they were able to take down Rockmart and move on to the quarterfinals. Jordan Wade has been really good. Jeremiah Lovett has been great for Coach Dormany's team, and we're going to be cheering on the Shaw program for sure. All right, number 6, Calvary. I think they're the hottest team we got in our area right now. They've won 5 consecutive. They beat a guy that's getting maybe drafted in the MLB draft, Blake Bryant, who's going to Clemson. That was 96 miles an hour. Mike, I'll let you talk about that game here in a moment, but big win so far for Calvary. They swept Pacelli. They took down a really good Citizens Christian team. They got Heritage 2 more games left. They're able to win those 16-14, 6 or 7 seed into the playoffs. If I talk with Steve Smith, he really likes where his team's at right now.
Yeah, I love watching them play lately right now. They had a big win a few weeks ago against Brookstone at home. And then again the other night against Citizens Christian, who came into the ball game 23-1 on the season. They had lost 1 game the entire year. You walk in the stadium that night, and there was 20-plus MLB scouts at the game. The kid's throwing 97. He's a perfect game, ranked 10 or score of 10. So they don't just hand those out. Number 3 right-handed pitcher in the high school class in 2026 in the country. And
he was a real deal, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
how many scouts were there? Tim Hudson was there. There's a lot of people.
Tim Hudson, you had plenty of people out there. So the place was electric. All the Calvary people were kind of like in awe of like how many scouts came to this ball game. As I walked in, they were like, "You won't believe who all's here." So then I get into the game, and one of the kids actually, and he's been impressing me all year, but the last 2 weeks with the win against Brookstone and then Citizens Christian the other night is Fitz Stone, who put his name on the map. Prep Baseball actually posted out the videos of him pitching in that game against Blake Bryant, where he went out there and didn't get the victory because it went to extra innings, but went the full 7 as well as Bryant, and actually struck out 13 kids for Citizens Christian.
Wow.
Had an amazing game, just a sophomore for Calvary. So I'm looking forward to big things over the next 2 years from Fitz Stone. Liam Anderson probably is going to try to find the highlights somewhere and get the video, because he's got the first 2 runs that Blake Bryant gave up the entire season. The kid came in 42 innings pitched, didn't give up an earned run the entire year. Liam Anderson knocked in both runs off of him in the game the other night that led to that win.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
And I've been impressed by Calvary.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to face them.
No.
And I think between them, Brookstone, really everyone but FPD in that GIAA, anybody can beat anyone on any given day. And they will host, as of now, the first round. They would be against Bullock. Then they would be on the road if they win that against number 2 Stratford. I'm telling you right now, there's not a major difference in talent and coaching between Calvary and Stratford. I know you hear 2-7. That doesn't mean anything to me. No. Columbus High, Northside comes in at number 5. Great season. They just kind of faltered down the end. Obviously, losing Sam Laney was not ideal.
Yeah.
But Coach Powell's team win 19 games, 19-12, finish in the top 5 of our ranking as of now. That could be subject to change if Shaw and Calvary continue to win. But Northside, a great year.
Yes, they did have a great year. And Coach Powell, he's been around forever as far as baseball here locally. He was at Hardaway back in the 90s, led him to a lot of deep runs in the playoffs as well. A couple of number 1 state rankings. Comes to Northside, starts to build a program there. He had great kids as far as Chris Biggs at shortstop. You got Noah Thomason in left, Noah Fair behind the plate. So it was sad, but it did hurt having Sam Laney not be able to throw towards the end of the season, getting into the playoffs. You had your ace pulled out for his shoulder or elbow injury, I believe. I know it was his throwing arm, but not to be able to throw your ace and have to kind of go with pitching by committee kind of hurt them down the stretch, but still nonetheless a great season by Northside in the tough 4A and GHSA.
All right, top 4, Columbus High, 22-10. They've won 8 in a row, 12 of their last 14, 11 of their last 12, and they have been absolutely sensational. They've been playing their best ball. They took down Hart County 9-4, 8-4. They got Cook coming into town. We will be broadcasting that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live this Thursday. If Coach Mathis can get that win, I really do think this team has a chance to win the championship. When you look at the rankings, Morgan County right now is the favorite to win it all in the 2A classification. And if you go to Max Preps, they still have a lot of the private schools ranked ahead of them. Holy Innocents Episcopal, Prince Avenue. I mean, these schools are not in. Hebron Christian, but Pierce County, Morgan County, those two probably are the favorites. I don't think there's a big difference between Lovett, Stevens County, and Columbus High.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on them, Coach Mathis' team, having a chance to maybe make a deep run in the playoffs?
If they can get the bats going right now, they have the arms.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Michael Nottleman up there. He's also
That's almost a guaranteed win right now, the way he's playing.
If he's been out there, he started off the season a little bit rocky out there, had a couple of losses, took a loss to Glenwood, took a loss to Smith Station, took a loss to Northside. Then he comes out there, he's been dominant the rest of the year so far, taking out everybody, striking out 13 to 16 kids a game, basically, if he goes all 7. But then you've got guys like Ren Smith that can also go to the mound. You've got guys in the outfield that can also starting to come around hitting that was out for a while, like Smoke Blackman. Jamari Blackman's out there now. You've got a freshman catcher in Colton Hefner. If they can find a way to get the bats going here in the playoffs and get some kids on board and actually knock them in, because they do have a little bit of an issue as far as leaving runners on base so far this season. So if they can start getting those kids to come in and score and get ahead with Nottleman on the mound or Ren Smith, we can see them make at least a Final Four run, if not make it to the title series.
Definitely a semifinal team is Columbus. I mean, Brookstone Cougars this year. And again, I don't understand how they're not ranked higher in the GIAA. We did our Inside the GIAA show. They're ranked 4th. They lost 1 game in extra innings. You were there for that against Strong Rock. They didn't go on the road and beat Strong Rock twice in dominant fashion. 13-1 was able to beat a number 9 Strong Rock at 9-4. And yet they got penalized and dropped beneath Athens. And then I looked at Athens' ranking and their schedule. How? And then I think Stratford. I look at Stratford. I'm like, who did they beat?
Yeah.
How? I get FPD being number 1. They're number 1 team in the entire state. They're 25-1. Keep them there. But Brookstone. And then I want everybody saying, well, what you did last year shouldn't matter. No, but when it's this close of margins between 3 schools and the schedule's all the same, the talent's all the same, I think you got to give the edge a little bit in the rankings to the 2-time defending champion in Brookstone. How they're 4 makes no sense to me. But if you're Greg Mathis, this is motivation. I just hate that we may be getting a 3rd in a row state championship game being played in the semifinals between FPD and Brookstone. What's your thoughts on them coming in number 3?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where Brookstone's just been consistent most of the year. They've had a couple of lapses, but they've won against some great competition. I mean, Calvary getting a win at home against them with Fitstone on the mound like we talked about earlier. So that was one of the few losses that Brookstone's been able to have to handle this year. The Strong Rock one last week was one of those things where you have a kid named Jordan Jones that plays in the corner infield for Strong Rock that can hit anybody. Every game I've covered with Strong Rock, he knocks it out of the park. He went 3 for 4, had a big 2-run homer to get that win in extra innings off of Brendan Neal, and Brendan Neal doesn't give up hits either. So it was one of those things where just kind of a funky loss for Brookstone there. But with the amount of talent they have, Brendan Neal, Mitchum Kelly, you've got Luke Vale, you got the Lowry brothers out there. I mean, it's going to be a hard thing for Brookstone not to make it to the title again this year. If anybody can stop them from getting to the title, it's either going to be, like you said, playing FPD in the semis or running into Calvary, who's been on a streak here lately. So it's going to be one of those things where can that edge of coaching experience between Coach Mathis and Coach Howard out there at Brookstone, can they help elevate them to that next level and go for a 3rd straight title?
All right. Another thing I'm not happy about. The Glenwood Gators, 3-time defending champion in the HSAA. The number 1 overall team, according to Alabama Sports Writers poll, and really any poll in the state of Alabama 3A, is on the road in the playoffs.
2nd round.
And the reason behind that is because the AHSAA makes it about travel. And then they talk about top seeds because Wicksburg won their region. They were number 1 in their area. Glenwood number 1 in their area. This was about not travel. This was about who's at the top of the bracket. Why would Glenwood not be at the top of the bracket then?
Yeah.
Knowing that, why would the – I don't understand it, and this is why the disrespect in this area is egregious. Again, Kim Fanning does not care.
No.
Kyle Lawrence does not care. Carter Judah does not care. They're going to go and do what they need to do. They had to do it last year. They were on the road being as dominant as they were. They had to go win at Prattville to even make it to the state championship game. I don't think I have a problem with Wicksburg. I just don't understand it. But if they do win, they'll be back at home next week because they traveled this week. So hopefully we'll be able to see Glenwood in the quarterfinals. But a big win over Montgomery Academy. The Gators have been playing excellent baseball right now. They are on an 8-game winning streak. They have also won 11 of their last 12. And if you want to go even a step further, they're 15 of their last 17.
Yeah.
So they're 15-2 and playing excellent baseball. I think they're on their way to a 4th in a row.
Yeah, same here. I don't have any doubt about that in my mind. I mean, Glenwood, the Gators, they don't just restock. They reload and restock every single season out there on the baseball team with Tim Fanning running at the helm. So right now you've got, like you said, Cal Lawrence, Carter Judah, Cooper on the mound. So they have the pitching, they have the hitting, they have the speed, because a lot of those kids that are out there on the base pass for Glenwood are also on the football team as skill players. So you get to see them show that athleticism on the field as well. Smart base running. They don't make mistakes. They barely make defensive errors. So just a well-coached team, and I don't see too many teams in 3A able to take them down at all. So I see a championship run coming in the win for Glenwood.
Number 1 team, that is Harris County. 23-9. It's been a great year for Coach Brandon Jenkins and Harris County. Everything they've been able to overcome and persevere through. Had no problem with Druid Hills, won 13-3 and 8-3 and swept them. They welcome in Kell, 19-14, who got a massive upset last week over.
Yeah, who was it? Locust Grove, was it?
Yeah, they beat Locust Grove. There it is. They beat Locust Grove because if Locust Grove would have won, Harris County would have then been on the road. As remember, they were the number 2 team in the region. Locust Grove won their region. So, yeah, they beat them 2 out of 3, 8-4. So they take on Kell at home. Harris County, I think they're on their way to the quarterfinals. I really do. I think this could potentially go 3. I just think the pitching depth, and I'm excited about the Harris County.
Yeah, same here. I mean, you're playing against a team in Kell out of Lassiter who's always in the top of the playoffs. They always make it to the quarters, the semis. And it's a great campus to go look at. I know I've talked about it before, but just going up there, it looks like University of Texas. They're the Longhorns. They have the same colors as University of Texas. The campus looks similar. So beautiful campus. But now they have to come down to Hamilton to take on Harris County. You're going to see guys, Dejon Elder, the ace on the mound for Harris County so far this year. They've also starting to get Dimitri back out there, and Cade Dimitri starting to get the arm worked up a little bit. Maybe with a deeper run in the playoffs, he'll be back to 100% before the season ends. Will Dimitri, Hudson Clark, Colt Angel. I mean, these kids out here for Harris County, it's going to be a phenomenal thing. And they play in about, an hour and 15 minutes is first pitch. They're taking on Kell up there in Hamilton. So looking forward to that one. We'll have that on Kudzu, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes,
Kudzu and on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Can't wait to see Rick Beach and company. We're cheering on Harris County. Glenwood, by the way, will take on Wicksburg on the road tomorrow. We're cheering on them. Columbus is playing and Shaw's playing. So all the playoff teams we're cheering on right now. Let's take a break. When we come back from break, Big Rich will be on. Talk soccer segment here.
Football.
On the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Going on right now at Glynn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with 3rd row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
And welcome back to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. And it's time for the soccer segment. This is something I usually do once a week with Tyler Dykes, but Tyler is actually headed to Harris County because he is producing that second round matchup, the doubleheader between Harris County and Kell. So I'm going to go ahead and run those soccer rankings, and we are going to start with the girls soccer. And coming in at number 10, Spencer, they did lose to Columbus in the first round of the soccer playoffs. Glenwood is going to be on the road taking on Montgomery Academy. And we also have Jordan that ended up losing in the first round of the soccer playoffs. Shaw was able to get a win, Columbus, in the second round after beating Spencer. And then we also have Northside and Harris County at number 5 and number 4. They did lose in the first round of the playoffs. We got two teams in the girls' ranking that are still left. In fact, they've got a massive game this Friday, which you can catch on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Brookstone coming in at number 3. They were able to tie Smith Station, but I don't understand why I have them at number 3. I think they might jump Smith Station. Number 2, Smith Station, they had a fantastic year. However, their season did come to an end. They did lose to Dothan in the first round of the playoffs. Haley Ciccarella is one of the top dynamic goal scorers that we have seen in this area. She had over 100 goals in her soccer career. We had a chance to see Smith Station a couple of times on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Congratulations to an incredible season, but their season has come to an end. Let's talk about the team that has leapfrogged everybody in the rankings, and they are peaking at the right time. You talk about the job that Coach Zach Cochran has done, and despite their 8-5-1 record, they have played some top-notch teams, not only in the GHSA, but also in the GIAA. It's the Pacelli Lady Vikings. What can you say about the defending GIAA champions? Mia Camp, one of the dynamic goal scorers in the GIAA, Callista Williams, Isabella Ramos. Coach Cochran has got strikers everywhere, and they're going to be tested against Brookstone. Brookstone is out for revenge. They lost 6-1 at Brookstone. Pacelli's got actually back-to-back games. They take on Calvary tomorrow. You can catch that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Calvary is a young team. They've only had one game that won one win all season. I think this is going to be a tune-up for that massive game at Diamond Field against Brookstone. All right, let's move on to the boys' ranking. Coming in at number 10, Glenwood. They did lose to Smith Station on Friday, a very close matchup, 2-1. Harris County comes in at number 9 with a 7-11 record, and same with Northside. Could not advance around the playoffs. Here's the surprise. How about the Spencer Green Wave getting the win over Butler in the first round of the playoffs? Big upset on the road. Spencer is playing right at the right time, and they have a 6-3 record. Haven't played a whole lot of games, but they're able to get into the playoffs, and they are in the second round of the playoffs, which will be happening tomorrow, but they will be on the road. Smith Station did not make the playoffs. They weren't one of the top teams in their area. They did finish in third place, but they had a very successful season. Smith Station, you talk about Cam Wood, one of the most dynamic and fastest soccer players out on the pitch. They had a great season. And the top 5 is very strong. Coming in at number 5, we got Brookstone. E.J. Sura, you're going to remember that name. He is going to be playing for Columbus United FC in the summertime. He's got 30 goals on the season. He has had an incredible season, and Brookstone is the most improved team out of our teams. They only won 4 games last year, missed the playoffs last year, but this team is ranked 3rd according to the GIAA rankings. So we could end up seeing Brookstone in a home playoff game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's a very good possibility, but they do have a huge game against Pacelli. This game ended in a 1-0 game. It was at Max Strong Stadium. This is going to be at Pacelli, and you know that Brookstone is going to come out, and they're going to try to avenge that loss. But looking forward to seeing how Brookstone plays out. And let's take a look at some of the other rankings coming in at number 4. I'll tell you, the Jordan Red Jackets, I'll be honest with you, they are on a collision course to possibly face Columbus in the quarters. They're the 8th seed. They got by Jackson. They will be taking on Callaway. The Callaway Cavaliers was the 9th seed. Jordan is hosting this game. This is going to take place on Friday. So Jordan does come in with a ranking at number 4. Pretty impressive record. 14-3-1. Jose Tellez is their leading goal scorer. He averages about 2 goals a game. But that game against Columbus, it really decided the region, and that's why Columbus is the overall number 1 seed. But Jordan has a chance to possibly have that rematch with Columbus. Possibly, if they could get by Callaway, that game would be on May the 5th at Otis Spencer Stadium. Coming in at number 3, they were off to that hot start. They were the number 1 team in the GIAA. They were the 5th ranked team in the nation, in the state, and one of the top teams in the nation as well. But the Calvary Knights, they did lose some games. They lost to Pacelli in a heartbreaker in penalty kicks. They lost to Brookstone on penalty kicks. They lost to LaGrange on penalty kicks, and they also lost to Central by 1 goal. So that 10-4 record, those 4 losses were very close games. Right now, they are currently ranked 4th in the GIAA, and they got a massive game at Calvary tomorrow, which you can catch on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, as myself and Tyler Dykes are going to be on the call, and we cannot wait for that game. Coming in at number 2 is the defending GIAA champions, and they are led by their head coach, Coach Goja, who has got Pacelli 2 out of the last 3 years. They have won championships. You talk about strikers like Jude Arsenault. They have got just a talented and deep team, and Pacelli 8-3-1. And one of the reasons why they're not number 1 is because ranked at number 1 is the number 1 overall seed in the GHSA Class 2A, and that is the Columbus Blue Devils, who ended up blanking Farrell 10-0. You know, they do have a mercy rule in soccer. You can't go past 10 goals. So they got their 10 goals, and they called it a night. Taking on the 17th seed Murray County. That's going to be at Otis Spencer Stadium on Friday, May the 1st. And we can't wait, because we know there could be that potential collision course against Jordan in the quarters on May the 5th. But those are the rankings, and I think that the top 5 can win a championship. These are soccer teams that have
Going on right now at Glynn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with 3rd row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
I'm ready to go when he gets here. We're ready to roll with him. Okay.
Going on right now at Glynn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Thrift Behringer. That's Big Rich.
Hey.
And Richard, we were able to be live from the blacksmith training J.R. Anderson dog pound 1v1 matchups. There were 4 games that went down, 1 versus 1, and had a lot of fun calling those games, man. We had Mari Evans, and Keyshawn Coley the first game. Great job by Mari winning that one. We were able to see Lil Man taking on the winner, and I cannot think of his name right now. I'm going to have to look it up. Quez. And Quez was able to have no problem with Lil Man. Then we were able to see big guys, Big Tim Hill and Mad Max. Tim able to get past him. And then the game we thought was going to be the highlight, Cortez Cheney Pee-wee taking on Aaron Pitts Peasy. And Peasy had no problem with Pee-wee. Able to win that one. Rich, what were your thoughts being there? And we look forward to doing another one this summer.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It was something different, and it was something that got the fans excited. It was a closed event, so it wasn't really, advertised like people could come out and watch it from the public. But I thought that there was a lot of viral moments. There was a lot of people with their phones out, and we had some pretty good one-on-one basketball matchups, and I thought that it was a great turnout. And I really think that the KBW gymnasium where the Georgia Vipers used to play, and it's a nice gym, but I mean, if you want to expand this, maybe take it to a bigger gym, and I think that might be possibly in the future, could possibly happen. But other than that, it was a great success.
Yeah, excellent, Tom, and thank you, Rich, for being a part of it. Thank you to Chris. It was a lot of fun, and we look forward to doing it again, one-on-one.
Can't wait.
Go back and watch it on my personal Facebook page. It's on there. Thrift Behringer, and glad that we were able to do it. River Dragons, Rich, came up just short against PD, man. I know it. We were watching that and nervous wreck and thought this was, man, if River Dragons about to make it to the championship and they come up short. Rich, your thoughts and break down what happened with the River Dragons.
5 years now. The River Dragons win game 1. They lose games 2 and 3. They
At
did that.
Home.
Well, 2 of those years they did. So 2022, they play Watertown in the Commissioner's Cup final.
Win here at home.
They win at home. They lose both in overtime.
I remember that.
Heartbreaking loss in 2022. 2023, 2024, and 2025, they play the Carolina Thunderbirds all 3 years. There was 1 year, 2024, they beat Carolina 6-1, and in Carolina, lose games 2 and games 3 at home. This time against the PD Ice Cats, they win convincingly on the road. They lose in overtime games 2 and games 3. Thrift, they were 20 0.3 seconds away on Saturday from advancing to the Commissioner's Cup. And Petey got the game-tying goal. And here's my thoughts, because I knew
we were literally texting in the group saying, Rich, looks like River Dragons. I mean, the Lions are going to be playing on this day.
Yeah,
we're going to have River Dragons back in town, and then boom.
History tells you in sports, because I've done my research on this.
Have you?
Anytime you lose a heartbreaking Game 6, whether it's basketball, whether it's NHL or Major League Baseball, in this case, this is a Game 2 because they only had a best of 3. Usually don't like their chances in Game 7. 1986, the collapse by the Red Sox, had no chance in Game 7.
Right.
The Bartman play in 03. The Cubs had no chance to beat the Marlins in Game 7. The Cardinals, when they beat the Rangers, David Freese with the 2 home runs, had no chance. I would honestly say anytime in sports, period, there's a heartbreaking game where you lose in heartbreaking fashion, it completely deflates the air out of the room. All the energy is spent, and you have no shot to win Game 7. Prove me wrong. I would like to see in sports where a team loses in heartbreak fashion and they come back and they win a Game 7. I have not seen it yet.
I am with you on that, Rich. And man, what a tough season, but great ride for those River Dragons, and glad that they're able to almost pull it out. So about the Columbus Lions, close game, able to win 46-44. I was there for that, for Wheeling, getting that 4th down stop, huge for them. They got a big one coming up here, Richard, as they are going to be taking on Mississippi Wolfpack.
The defending champions in the AAL too.
Defending champions. And so Mississippi's thinking that they're going to come in, and they have obviously A.J. Robinson that's going to be in attendance.
Oh,
What's
that's
your thoughts
huge
about this game against Mississippi?
Man, I can't wait for that halftime show
What's
with A.J.
going on,
Robinson.
Rich?
He was on The Voice. I don't know if people know that he's 15 years old and he's a country music sensation. No, but I am concerned about the game. I want to see how they match up against an unknown team. The Mississippi Wolfpack, yes, they are the champions in AAL2 last year, but they have gone up to AAL1 because obviously their players are AAL players that are ready to go. This is an AAL matchup. This is not taking on the Tri-City River Gators and winning 79-0. That's an AAL2 team. And they're going to take on the Peach State Cats, another AAL2 team. And that's the way this new league is going. This league, has the Jersey Bearcats. We saw them against the Wheeling Miners. They're going to have opportunity to face some teams on the road, but they're 1-0 in the AAL. And so this is a big game. Hopefully they can get a win. But the Mississippi Wolfpack, a very interesting scenario, and they're an unknown team. And I don't really know their players at all, but we'll get to know their players this Saturday.
Yeah, they took on the Jersey Bearcats, and I cannot get a score update. I've been trying to find one and for the AAL to see who won that game, but they'll take on Mississippi this week. Looking forward to seeing Blaine Espinoza, who had a couple rushing touchdowns. It was kind of unorthodox and how they were able to score, but he's a gamer, and that's what Coach Damian Daniels was talking about. Really impressed with the defense, though. Gave up some big plays, but then in the end, when it was crunch time, they came up huge and were able to get that 4th down stop. So glad to be able to see that, Richard, and looking forward to coming up game. And then, by the way, Clingstones are losing right now 6-1, but they're in first place. And we were able to talk with Jack Johnson today, and he really likes how the team's playing right now.
Yeah, and Owen Murphy got called up to AAA Gwinnett, so losing one of the best pitchers. But Brett Sears is one of the top pitchers for the Clingstones. David McCabe's got 6 home runs on the season. We've had Ha-Sung Kim, who's got the rehab assignment. He's playing today and playing tomorrow. Still an opportunity to go out to the ballpark. Yesterday's game was rained out, so tomorrow's game is going to be a doubleheader. So first pitch is going to be at 5:30, and then the second game will probably start right around 8. It's definitely going to be way past that 7:06 first pitch they want to try to promote every game. But should be fun, and hopefully we can catch the Clingstones taking on the Montgomery Biscuits this week.
Yeah, and are you planning on making an appearance at the game, Rich?
Well, I'm going to be on the call for Calvary Pacelli tomorrow for soccer. And then I'm actually heading out of town this weekend. So I'll have to catch the next homestand.
All right. Well, we'll see what's going to happen there. All right. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and wrap it up here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Welcome back, everyone, and we can't wait. Columbus Lions YouTube. Columbus Lions will be hosting their coaches show, and I'll be there at Poor Decisions tonight at 5 o'clock. Looking forward to do that, Richard, and it will be on the Columbus Lions YouTube channel, so tune in. We also got Harris County playing a baseball game in just about an hour or so.
Hour from now, yeah.
And looking forward to watching them play. We also got Pacelli against Strong Rock, senior night there. Smith Station softball, senior night there. Both those on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Tomorrow, we got Calvary Soccer and against Pacelli, and then Calvary Heritage Baseball. And plus, Columbus High. We'll be watching them play Cook County playoff game on Friday. We will be live from Brookstone Pacelli Soccer. And then on Saturday, we wrap up CVCC season and have the Columbus Lions on their YouTube channel. So that's the rest of the week here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Big Rich. I'm Third Parent saying thank you so much. Appreciate you watching. Thank you again to Glynn Chevrolet GMC. We'll see you next time.